Lesson 14. Greek Burials. Greek burials in ancient times were influenced by their beliefs and customs surrounding death and the afterlife. Preparation. When someone passed away, their body was carefully washed and anointed with oils and perfumes. It was then dressed in fine garments and adorned with jewellery or other personal items. Funeral rites. The deceased was laid out on a bed, and family and friends gathered to mourn and pay their respects. Professional mourners were often hired to wail during the funeral procession. Funeral procession. The body was carried in a procession to the burial site, which was typically located outside the city walls. The procession was accompanied by mourners, musicians, and sometimes even hired actors who performed dramatic scenes to honour the deceased. Burial practices. The most common form of burial in ancient Greece was inhumation, where the body was placed in a grave or a tomb. The graves were often marked with tombstones or grave markers, which could be as simple or elaborate depending on the social status of the deceased. Grave goods. It was customary to place offerings and grave goods in the tomb alongside the deceased. These would include pottery, jewellery, weapons, food, and other personal items that were believed to be useful or comforting in the afterlife. Rituals and offerings. After the burial, family and friends would gather at the graveside to perform rituals and make offerings to the deceased. These offerings would include libations of wine, honey, or milk, as well as flowers or wreaths. Mourning period. Following the burial, there would be a period of mourning and remembrance. Family members would often wear black clothing and refrain from certain activities or celebrations for a designated period of time. Commemoration. Greeks believed in the importance of remembering and honouring the deceased. They would regularly visit the grave sites, bringing offerings and performing rituals to ensure the well-being of the departed in the afterlife. Public memorials. In addition to individual burials, there were also public memorials and monuments dedicated to heroes or notable individuals. These could include statues, steles, or inscriptions that commemorated their achievements or sacrifices. Beliefs about the afterlife. Greeks believed in an afterlife where the soul continued to exist. They believed that proper burial and remembrance were essential for a soul's journey to the underworld, where it would be judged by the gods. Greek burials reflected their beliefs in honouring the deceased and ensuring that their well-being in the afterlife. These practices were an important part of Greek culture and provided comfort and closure for the bereaved.